Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into, well, a pretty incredible story, Marshall Mathers, or as everyone knows him, Eminem. We've got some key bits here from Eminem, from Detroit streets to global stardom, to help us unpack it all. So
Yeah.
our mission really for you listening is to figure out how this kid, from the tough streets of Detroit, dealing with poverty, bullying, all that stuff, how he didn't just find a voice, but became this massive global icon. It's just an amazing story of grit, raw talent, and finding some kind of redemption. So what's the first thing that jumps out?
Well, what's really fascinating right off the bat is how early he found words, language as an escape. Here's this white kid, mostly black neighborhood in Detroit, dodging bullies, tough family life. And he dives into comic books, then dictionaries,
Yeah.
dictionaries. And eventually, the rhythm of rhyming, that connection to words, it wasn't just like a pastime. It was basically where his whole artistic thing started cooking.
Yeah, that deep dive into words, it really pushed him past just messing around with rhymes. By 14, he's Eminem, right? And he's stepping into those pretty brutal rap battles, spitting wrongs even when people were jeering. What does that tell us, that early kind of courage, that vulnerability, especially with his rough home life and dropping out of school at 17? What drove that?
It really points to this almost desperate need to get something out. I mean, think about it. He's a new dad to Haley, working dead-end jobs. Then his first album, Infinite, back in '96, it totally bombed, just nothing. And that wasn't just like bad sales. It was a rejection of the sound he was trying then, maybe a bit more conventional. So that kind of forced him, forced him to really dig deep and figure out who he was as an artist. He basically ditched that old approach and leaned right into Slim Shady, that provocative, no-filter persona. Sometimes failing completely is what actually sparks the real breakthrough.
That's such a key moment, that pivot. Because just a year